back. Everyone says they want respect, but here's the harsh truth. Most people are doing the very things that kill it. You don't lose respect because others don't value you. You lose it because you keep begging for approval, over-explaining your worth, tolerating disrespect, and shrinking to make others comfortable. If you're tired of being overlooked, stop doing the things that strip away your power. Because respect isn't given, it's commanded. And the moment you change this, everything about the way the world treats you will change. Everywhere you look, back. People are bending themselves into shapes just to be accepted. They post for likes, talk for claps, and live for other people's nods of approval. It back. It's like the oxygen they breathe isn't air anymore, it's validation. And the irony is, the more they chase it, the less they actually get it. People can sense when you're desperate to be liked. Take it back. And instead of giving you respect, they withdraw it. They look at you as someone who needs permission just to exist. That's not strength, that's weakness in disguise. Respect doesn't grow in desperation, back. It grows in independence. And the sooner you stop needing people to clap for you, the sooner they'll start paying attention. When you walk into a room, it back. People notice if you carry yourself like you belong or if you're silently begging to be included. The truth is, no one wants to hand respect to the person who's already chasing after it. Back. The energy of needing is repellent, not attractive. It makes you look small, like you can't stand alone without someone else's validation holding you up. And if people sense you'll do anything just to be liked, it back. They will never truly respect you. They might smile, they might flatter, but deep down they know you're not leading yourself. Respect is magnetic only when you don't need it to survive. Back. That's when people lean in instead of walking away. Think about how much of your life you've wasted trying to prove yourself to people who weren't even watching. You crafted the perfect response, back. Waited for the right timing, dressed the way you thought they'd admire. Yet no matter how much effort you poured in, the respect you wanted never came. That's because respect is never earned through performance. It's earned through authenticity. People respect those who move with certainty, not those who perform for approval. Every second you spend tailoring yourself to please others is a second you trade away your power. Back. And the more you do it, the weaker you become in your own eyes. Respect is tied to conviction. When you know who you are and you move with that knowing, people feel it without you needing to say a word back. But when you don't trust yourself, you compensate by searching for validation from the outside. You end up asking everyone else's opinion before you make a move back. You end up waiting for someone to approve before you take a step. That's not leadership. That's hesitation dressed as humility. And hesitation never earns respect. It earns doubt. People follow those who are certain back, not those who are constantly asking, am I good enough yet? The paradox is this: the moment you stop needing validation, you start to get it naturally, because people are wired to respect strength. It back. I truck strength looks like independence. It looks like someone who's not rattled by rejection, not fazed by silence, not addicted to applause. When you don't need validation, it back. You're free to speak your truth without watering it down. You're free to make moves without broadcasting them for attention. And ironically, that's when people notice. They see you living on your own terms back. And that commands respect far louder than any begging ever could. Most people confuse being liked with being respected. But those two are not the same. You can be liked because you're agreeable, because you bend back, because you're easy to manage. But respect doesn't come from being agreeable. It comes from being solid. People don't respect the one who always says yes. They respect the one who can say no. They respect the one who has a backbone, who won't trade their values just to fit in. Chasing validation makes you likable at best, forgettable at worst. But standing firm in who you are makes you unforgettable back. The cost of validation is higher than you think. It doesn't just steal your time and your energy, it steals your identity. You start losing track of what you even want back, because everything is filtered through the question, will they approve of this? Yeah. You don't speak up when you should, you don't take risks when you could, and you don't grow into the person you're meant to be. I trust myself to take it back. Because you're addicted to approval. But here's the truth. Respect never goes to the one who plays it safe. Respect goes to the one willing to stand alone, willing to be misunderstood, it back, willing to move without applause. If you look at the people you respect most, chances are they weren't the ones begging for your validation. They weren't asking you to approve every decision they made. It back. They were too busy living in alignment with their own values. They were too focused on building something real to care about being liked. And whether you agreed with them or not, you respected them. That's the model. It back. That's the standard. It's not about chasing respect. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally commands it. And that starts with letting go of validation like it's poison. Back. Every time you chase validation, you hand your power to someone else. You're saying, you get to decide if I'm worthy. You get to decide if I belong. That's the opposite of self-respect. Back. You can't expect the world to respect you if you don't respect yourself first. And self-respect looks like trusting your own voice, even if no one else claps for it. It back. It looks like walking into a room and not needing anyone's nod to know you're enough. That's when the shift happens. That's when people start respecting you, not because you asked for it, but because you embodied it. You don't get respected for being the one who bends. You get respected for being the one who stands. And that's the bottom line. Get back. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to earn respect is thinking they need to explain themselves to everyone. They spend more time justifying their choices than actually living them. Back, they walk into conversations armed with reasons, excuses, and long speeches to convince others why they're right. But the truth is, the more you explain, the less power you hold. Back. Over. Explaining makes you look uncertain, like you need someone else's permission. It signals that you don't fully trust your decision, so you're asking others to validate it. Back. Respect doesn't grow in endless explanations. It grows in certainty and brevity. When you stop over explaining, your words carry weight. The person who constantly explains is telling the world, back, I don't believe I'm enough without convincing you. And that energy makes people doubt you. They start questioning your strength because your actions don't match your words. Get back. It's not what you say. It's how certain you are when you say it. The most respected people don't waste energy defending their every move. They speak clearly, act boldly, and let their results do the talking. Back. When you trust your path, you don't need to rehearse your reasoning for everyone who questions it. You don't need to debate to be understood. You simply move forward, and people either keep up or fall behind. Back. Think about how draining it is to constantly explain yourself. You defend your goals to your family, your decisions to your friends, your boundaries to your colleagues. And yet, no matter how much you explain, take it back. It never feels enough. Because people who doubt you aren't looking for explanations, they're looking for cracks in your certainty. And the more you talk, the more cracks they see. Back. That's why silence is often more powerful than any speech. Silence says, I don't owe you proof. Silence says, my actions will answer for me. And silence demands respect in ways explanations never can. Back. Respect is tied to clarity. When you are clear about what you want, you don't need to dress it up in endless justifications. You don't need to convince people why your dream, your boundary, or your standard matters. Back. Clarity is authority. Over-explaining, on the other hand, dilutes authority because it turns a strong stance into a negotiation. And when everything becomes negotiable, people stop respecting it. The moment you feel the need to constantly justify yourself, ask this, am I doing this to be understood? Or am I doing this because I doubt myself? If the answer is doubt, no amount of words will fix it. Back. People respect action over explanation every single time. They don't remember the reasons you gave, they remember the results you delivered. You can spend hours explaining why you deserve a chance, or you can spend those hours proving it. You can argue for why your decision is valid, or you can let time show it was the right call. One path drains your energy and chips away at respect. The other builds it silently. Back. The choice is always between talking or doing. The world doesn't reward those who explain, it rewards those who execute. Over-explaining is rooted in fear. Fear of being misunderstood, fear of being rejected. Back. Fear of not being enough. But respect doesn't live in fear, it lives in courage. Courage is saying what you need to say once with certainty and moving forward. Back. Courage is allowing people to misunderstand you without chasing after them to fix it. Courage is being okay with the fact that not everyone will approve of your choices. The moment you stop fearing judgment, back, you stop needing to explain yourself. And the moment you stop explaining, people begin to see you as someone who owns their decisions. Think about the leaders you've admired most. Get back. They didn't send essays explaining their every move. They didn't chase people down to justify their vision. They spoke with precision, acted with conviction, and trusted their results to speak louder than their words. Back, whether you agreed with them or not, you respected their clarity, and that's the lesson. Respect doesn't require agreement. It requires conviction. People don't follow those who beg to be understood. Back, they follow those who move with unshakable belief in themselves. That's why trimming your words and owning your stance commands more respect than 1,000 justifications ever will. Every time you over-explain, back, you give away your power. You shift the authority from yourself to the person you're trying to convince. You're saying, you get to decide if I'm valid. And that erodes both your confidence and their respect for you. But when you stand by your decision without over-explaining, you reclaim that power. You're saying, back, this is my path, and I don't need your permission. That doesn't mean you're arrogant. It means you're grounded. And grounded people don't sway in the wind of other people's doubts. They stand firm back and people respect them for it. The truth is, explanations rarely change minds. If someone doubts you, no amount of reasoning will convince them. And if someone already believes in you, back. They don't need explanations to begin with. So who are you really explaining yourself to? The people who doubt you won't respect your justifications, and the people who respect you don't require them. It back. That's why the smartest move is to stop over-explaining and start living in alignment with your choices. Alignment breeds confidence, and confidence breeds respect. You don't win respect with arguments. It back. You win it with presence. Respect doesn't live in words. It lives in the energy behind them. And the energy of certainty will always outweigh the energy of explanation. Take it back. The way people treat you is often a mirror of what you allow. Every time you laugh off a rude comment, every time you let someone cross your boundaries without consequence, you're teaching them how to handle you. Disrespect rarely shows up as a big, dramatic act. It usually starts as small digs, subtle dismissals, or ignored boundaries. And when you tolerate it, you send the message that it's acceptable. Over time, back. Those small moments stack up into patterns that shape how others see you. They stop taking your words seriously because they know you won't enforce them. They stop valuing your time, back, because you've shown them it's negotiable. Disrespect grows wherever it isn't checked. Tolerating disrespect is the fastest way to lose your own respect for yourself, back. You might think you're keeping the peace by letting things slide, but what you're really doing is betraying yourself. Every time you allow someone to treat you beneath the standard you deserve, back, you reinforce the idea that you're not worth more. That self-betrayal chips away at your confidence, and people can feel it. They can sense when you don't fully stand behind yourself, back. And if you don't respect yourself, why would they? Respect always starts within before it extends outward. The standard you set for yourself is the standard others will rise or fall to meet, back. Boundaries are not about pushing people away. They're about teaching them how to engage with you. And if you don't teach those lessons clearly, people will assume they can write the rules for you. When you're silent in the face of disrespect, you hand them the pen. The truth is, people respect what you enforce, not what you request. It's not enough to say what you want back. You have to follow through when it isn't honored. That might mean walking away from toxic environments. That might mean calling out behavior you used to ignore. And yes, it back. That might mean losing people who refuse to respect you. But the cost of losing yourself is far greater. Back. Many avoid confronting disrespect because they fear being labeled as difficult or too much. They'd rather shrink themselves than risk conflict. But here's the reality, it back. Being agreeable at the expense of your self-worth doesn't make you likable, it makes you invisible. People might tolerate you, but they won't respect you, back. The fear of losing people keeps many trapped in cycles of mistreatment. They cling to relationships or jobs that diminish them, all because they don't want to rock the boat. But the truth is, back. If someone only sticks around because you tolerate disrespect, their presence is a liability, not an asset. Disrespect doesn't stop on its own. It grows like weeds in a garden, back, consuming space until nothing valuable can thrive. If you don't pull it out by the root, it will take over your life. That's why tolerating even the smallest form of disrespect is dangerous. A joke at your expense. A meeting that constantly runs late. A promise that's never kept. Each time you stay silent, you give permission for it to continue. And people rarely rise above the standard you enforce. That they either meet your expectations or they test them until you make a choice. The responsibility to set that standard is yours and yours alone. Standing up against disrespect doesn't always mean shouting or fighting back. Sometimes the most powerful move is walking away without explanation. It's removing your energy from spaces that don't value it. It's saying less but enforcing more. Take it back. People pay attention when you back your words with consistent action. You don't have to match their disrespect with drama. You simply have to show that you won't stay where you're not honored. Back. Respect is built in those quiet moments of decision. Every boundary enforced strengthens your value in the eyes of others and in your own. The irony is, the more you tolerate disrespect, the more you attract it. Take it back, because people who disrespect others are always looking for the easiest target. And if you prove you're willing to accept it, you become that target. On the other hand, the moment you stop tolerating it, back, the energy shifts. People realize you're not someone who can be pushed around. That realization alone changes how they interact with you. Suddenly, the same voices that once dismissed you start to watch their tone. Back. The same people who once took advantage of your time begin to respect it. Not because they changed, but because you did. Some will try to convince you that enforcing respect makes you cold, harsh, or unapproachable. But the truth is, boundaries don't repel the right people. They repel the wrong ones. Anyone who values you will not be threatened by your standards. They will actually respect you more because they know exactly where you stand. The people who leave when you demand respect were never meant to stay. They only benefited from your silence and your tolerance. Letting them go is not loss, it's alignment. And in that alignment, you create space for relationships built on mutual respect instead of exploitation. Respect is not something you beg for it back. It's something you command by refusing to settle for less. And that command doesn't come from loud speeches or constant reminders. It comes from consistent action back. The way you handle the small moments of disrespect defines the larger narrative of how people view you. Do you let the offhand comment slide? Do you allow people to waste your time back, or do you calmly enforce your boundaries? Every choice writes the story of how others treat you. And that story can either be one of strength or one of weakness. The decision is always in your hands. The truth is simple, back. You can't control how others behave, but you can control what you accept. And when you stop tolerating disrespect, the entire dynamic of your life changes. Back. Most people don't even realize how much they shrink themselves just to keep others comfortable. They tone down their voice, they soften their dreams, they dim their light in the hope that they won't be judged. It back. But the truth is, playing small doesn't protect you, it erases you. It teaches the world that you don't believe in your own power. And when you don't own your power, no one else will recognize it for you. Playing small isn't humility, it's fear wrapped in a mask of politeness. Respect doesn't go to those who hide, it goes to those who step forward. And until you claim your space, people won't give it to you. When you play small, you rob yourself of opportunities that could transform your life. You say no to chances before the world even has the chance to say yes. You silence your own potential before it ever has a voice. Back. You shrink not because you can't rise, but because you're afraid of being seen fully. That fear becomes the ceiling you live under. But here's the reality, no one respects a ceiling you built for yourself. People respect those who break their own limits, who show up unapologetically. Playing small only convinces others you're not ready. Showing up fully convinces them you can't be ignored. Back. Respect is not given to those who minimize their greatness. It's given to those who embody it without apology. You don't get respect by making yourself invisible. You get it by making yourself undeniable. It back. When you play small, you're not protecting relationships. You're suffocating them because you're hiding the truest version of yourself. The people who truly matter won't be threatened by your shine. They'll be inspired by it. And the ones who are threatened, they were never rooting for you to begin with. Playing small is not protecting your peace. It's betraying your purpose. Back. The world doesn't remember the quiet, hidden, diluted versions of people. It remembers those who owned their gifts, spoke their truth, and took up space boldly. Playing small is choosing to live unnoticed, unchallenged, back, and unfulfilled. And what's worse is that deep down, you know you're capable of more. It back. That inner conflict eats away at your confidence because every day you're reminded that you've settled for less than your potential. People can feel when you're holding back, and they don't respect hesitation. Take it back. They respect conviction. They respect the fire in someone who refuses to dim down. There's a lie people tell themselves. If I play small, I won't fail. But failure doesn't disappear when you play small back. It just shows up as regret. Regret for the chances you never took. Regret for the voice you never used. Regret for the dreams you buried to avoid judgment. Respect is never born from regret. Back, it's born from courage, the courage to stand tall, to chase what feels bigger than you, to risk being misunderstood. Playing small only guarantees you'll never know how far you could have gone. Back, and the tragedy isn't that you failed, it's that you never tried. Every time you choose to play small, you're teaching others to see you as small. And once they see you that way, they'll never take you seriously. Back. If you want respect, you have to stop shrinking into the background. You have to start moving like you belong in the spaces you dream of. That doesn't mean arrogance. It means ownership. Back. It means showing up with the confidence that your presence matters. Because if you don't treat yourself as significant, no one else will. Playing small tells the world, I'm not worth noticing. Playing bold tells the world, I'm here to stay. Respect is tied to authenticity, and authenticity requires fullness. You can't earn respect by presenting a watered down version of who you are. People respect truth even when it's loud, messy, or misunderstood. Back. They respect the ones who refuse to edit themselves to fit into someone else's comfort zone. Playing small might keep you from being criticized, but it also keeps you from being respected. Take it back. To live boldly is to risk being judged, but it's also the only way to gain real admiration. Playing small is safe, but safe never leads to greatness, and greatness commands respect. I trust my shift happens when you realize you're not doing anyone a favor by shrinking. Your light doesn't blind others. It shows them what's possible. By owning your space, you give permission for others to do the same. Back. And the truth is people crave leaders who are unapologetically themselves. When you stand tall, you invite others to rise with you. That's the power of refusing to play small. You not only command respect back, you inspire it. Playing small dims not just your life, but the lives of everyone who could be impacted by your courage. You get one life, and wasting it playing small is the greatest form of disrespect to yourself, to your potential, and to the people who need what you carry. Playing small won't shield you from judgment. It will guarantee invisibility. And invisibility is the enemy of respect. Stop telling yourself the lie that playing small keeps you safe. The truth is it keeps you stuck, and stuck people aren't respected. They're pitied. Respect goes to those who rise, who risk back, who refuse to betray themselves for approval. Playing bold is the only way forward. The choice is simple. You can play small and be overlooked, or you can step into your power and be respected back. Playing small never earns admiration, only feeds regret. But showing up fully, unapologetically, and courageously transforms everything. People may not always like you, but they will respect you back. And at the end of the day, respect lasts longer than approval. So stop dimming your light, stop shrinking your voice, stop holding back your greatness. Respect comes when you decide to play big, live bold back, and own your place in this world. That is the only way to truly win.